Hello again. Welcome back to Vickie's Country Home. It's been a little while since I've uploaded a video. There has been a lot going on, and let's just say it's been a challenging few weeks. And so I wanted to give you kind of a channel update, let you know what's been going on with us and why I've been pretty quiet. So the end of January, we got some news about some job changes, and it's going to require us to do some evaluation and figure out what we want to do moving forward. So we had that going on. And then on the 4th, our refrigerator that's 3.5 years old died, completely died. And we lost some stuff in it, but we were able to save most of it. Fortunately, we caught it pretty quick. And it kept things cold, even though it wasn't really cooling at the time. So I have been without my refrigerator here since February 4th. So, what's 13, 14 days I've been without this refrigerator. Fortunately, we have our freezers, and so we were able to move frozen stuff into there, and I had to process some, not a whole lot. And we have a very small refrigerator in the garage that Brian uses when he makes beer. So fortunately, we were able to get what we had left into that and a beverage refrigerator. So it all worked out, but it has been a little bit of a juggling act to try and keep going, because we're operating with a lot less refrigerator space. Plus, if I forget something, I have to go all the way into the garage and get it, and then I have to take it all the way back. But that's okay. I'm thankful that we have that backup. And I think that's kind of what this video's about, is what is your backup plan? And I've done videos on this before. Because we're off-grid, there's a lot of things you have to think about and things you plan ahead for. But a lot of what's been happening wasn't on my radar, so it's definitely challenged us and tested us, and we've been okay though. So for about 2 weeks, we've been getting rain and then snow that melted, and then more rain and then snow. And last Wednesday, we probably had about 8 inches of snow on the ground. And the ground was pretty much saturated already. Well, last Wednesday, I woke up and I looked out. I had to go to my sister's house across the valley. Her new countertops on her new house were being delivered and installed, and she was there alone. And after some murders that took place locally, even though the guy's been caught, she was nervous, and totally understandable. So I was going to go and be with her while she did this. And I did. But that morning, I woke up and it was snowing more. We probably got another 3 to 4 inches of snow on top of what we already had. But the temperature was going to warm up substantially that day, and we were going to have rain. And the last time that happened, we had some huge road problems that pretty much kept us homebound almost completely for about 2 weeks. So I was already worried about it, but I went ahead and went over there, got her countertops in. They're gorgeous. I might put a picture for you. But I was watching the weather. I was very nervous because it's about a half-hour drive, even though it's about 4 miles as the crow flies to get to her house. So she got it all installed, and I came home, and I will show you some pictures and videos of the creek crossing when I came home on Wednesday afternoon. So I got home and I just planned we're not going anywhere. So I rearranged my work so I could work from home, and that was perfect because as of Thursday, I was going nowhere. We had so much melt of the snow that we had on the ground here, but the mountains around us are higher and had even more snow. So all this rain melted all this snow. Our creek crossing, I'm going to say, probably rose 8 to 10 feet in a very short period of time. Went over the road, it totally went over the road, which is dirt and rocks. There's 2 big culverts, and the culverts held, and some of the dirt did, but for the most part, it was rocks, and one area washed out. We do have a neighbor that will be repairing it as soon as he can. However, we keep getting more snow. It's been snowing since Friday, so right now we've got about 4 inches on the ground, and it's melting because it's 40 degrees out there. So we're able to get out barely. It's kind of scary, and it's deteriorating because we can't get out and get it fixed. But we're okay, and that's what's important. And we were prepared. So even though we were cut off and we didn't know for how long, we are able to function, and we really haven't had any big issues there. Until yesterday, and we were at church, and then Brian and I went to town. Coming home, Shayna called and said, "Dad, the toilets aren't flushing right." Well, apparently what's happened is our ground is so saturated that our septic is really being challenged in the leach field. It can't absorb water very fast at all. It is draining, it's just really slow. So we are really being tested in a lot of ways, and I'm happy to say that we made it. We are doing fine, but it was definitely another challenge on top of the others. So this is real life. This is accountability, and this is keeping it real to you. Even if I come on and make a video, doesn't mean things are wonderful, because sometimes they're not. But for the most part, you have a challenge and you just keep going on. Well, we've had a lot of challenges in a very short time, and we're still okay. And I wanted to give y'all that update that we are okay. It's just having to lean on your preparations, think differently, because it has required us to kind of think outside the box in order to keep going. And we are. So yes, my refrigerator is going to get repaired next week. And yes, the septic is going to be fine if it ever stops raining and snowing and melting. Just for in the meantime, we have to just really ration what water goes down the drain. So we're washing dishes in buckets and taking them outside and tossing them. You just limit what's going down the drain, and we can do that. But you have to think about it and come up with a plan that will get you through. So that's what we've done. So I haven't done a whole lot of other types of videos just because we've been dealing with one crisis after another. So there will be more coming, and after my Azure Standard haul, I am planning on doing several videos on that. However, again, got sidetracked a little bit, so I apologize, but it'll get there. So I'm going to kind of show you what's happened and show you some pictures and videos of what we were able to get due to circumstances. And I just thank you all for coming along, but I would also like you to think about your situation. These things were unexpected. We've had some of them before. We've had this melt and rain situation before, and it was a big challenge. But this one came really fast, so we We knew it was coming, we planned, we took care of things, but it just keeps coming. We're not getting a break on it. So you have to think outside the box. What kinds of things could cause us to be cut off because we were for a while? What could cause us to lose the ability to cook or to wash things, or I don't know. There's so many different things, and everybody's going to have different things. We're in the high desert. This is not usual for us, and this is only the second time it's happened since we bought our property in 2003. But this is the second time we've had this happen in 2 years as far as the way this weather happened. So how will you take care of your family if you're cut off? We have one road in and out. And in the summer, it's a challenge because sometimes there's fires and we have one way out. When it's like this and we have a washed out bridge over the creek, we have that one way in and out. And I don't know what situation you're in, and you may not have that big of a challenge. Maybe you have multiple ways. But ask yourself, what if? Because it's so important to have a plan. And if you have children and they're at school or a spouse or whatever, what is your plan? How are you going to get where you need to be? And how are you going to hold on until things settle down and change? So I'm going to take you along and show you these pictures and videos and just give you a little bit of an idea of what we've been dealing with. And I thank you all for watching. I thank you for being a part of Vickie's Country Home. And let's go see what I've been dealing with. This is what it looked like the day before the rain started. And this was after when I was coming home from my sister's on Wednesday. This is the creek crossing, and the water was already up quite a bit. But I was still able to get in and out, and you can see the road is quite a bit above the level of the creek, already high. This is after it had gone down some on Thursday. A neighbor was able to take that. And this is what it looked like in front of my house on Thursday, mid-morning I would say. And there's quite a bit of water standing, but that water all flowed down my driveway. And these are not tire ruts. These are actually where the water found its way to get down our driveway toward the creek. This is our dry wash that normally is completely dry, very seldom has water in it. This is our road in front of our house that we take to head over to the creek crossing. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen this much.
It was about a foot or maybe 10 inches from being up to the top of that little stand part. This is a
Wow.
lot less than what we said. So that's good.
So our culvert
I'm happy about
held
that.
up. Thank you, God, because we were worried. This is our creek crossing, and if you look on the upper left, there's a gate, and another gate has fallen, and there's a big washout area. And right here is where all the dirt washed off, and there's just the rocks underneath. The other side is damaged also, but not as bad. And you see these piles of brush at the edge of the creek. That's how high the water was going over the road. So I encourage you to think outside the box, prepare, plan ahead. Thank you for watching. God bless, and we'll talk again soon.